Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the industrial policy of 1956. We are discussing industrial policy topic. In the last video we actually discussed about the introduction of to industrial policy and certain features of the first industrial policy in 1948. Now we are in a position to discuss about the industrial policy 1956. So industrial policy 1948, lots of things actually changed after that. For example, in 1950 Government of India adopted constitution. We know that our constitution actually came into existence in 1950. And again, in the same year, the Government of India also constituted Planning Commission. We have already discussed about this. Planning Commission was constituted in 1950 and the first 5-year plan started in 1951. So these two actually events actually changed the political and economic scenario of the country. And in 1956, again, as we know that the first 5-year plan was completed, because the duration of the first 5-year plan was 1951-56, and the first 5-year plan was very successful. And again, the same year in 1956, the parliament of our country actually adopted the socialist pattern of society. Socialist pattern of society, as we can see in the constitution. So the point is that these series of activities, these things actually necessitated that there should be the new industrial policy. And so the important provisions of industrial policy 1956 were as follows. The number one is new classification of industries. In this classification of industries, government actually classified industries in 3 categories: Schedule A, Schedule B and Schedule C. Schedule A, that is to say, those industries were to be an exclusive responsibility of the state. That is to say, in these all industries there would not be any role of the private sector or foreign in any way, the complete monopoly of the government. Again, in Schedule B, the industries were like mining, aluminium and etc. In this schedule, again the government reiterated that state will actually keep all the power, and the further any new unit is required to open in any industry under Schedule B, again it would be the exclusive decision of the government will be applicable. And in Schedule C, all the industries which were left after Schedule A and Schedule B actually left for the private sectors. And again the government said that in these areas the private sectors can operate business, but according to the norms of the government. So this was the first resolution, first statement of the industrial policy 1956. Second is the removal of regional disparities. Removal of regional disparities means there should not be the concentration of economic power. There should be the equal distribution of the resources throughout the country, and the development should be inclusive. That is to say, all the states of the country should get opportunity to develop industrially, so that the standard of living of the majority of the people could be improved. It will increase the overall economic development, all around economic development. So to check regional disparities, or in other words we can also say regional imbalances, was the second important resolution. The third one was encouragement to village and small scale enterprises. We know the importance of the medium, small scale industries in the economy. It is really a backbone to any economy, and needless to say, in our economy, this is really the backbone. So government decided in this statement that the government will encourage through different types of policies like restricting production in the large scale sector industry by giving relaxation in the tax or etc. such type of facilities to the village and small scale industries, so that there should be the again all-round development and the real development in genuine sense, because small scale industries, medium scale industries, these industries provide majority of the employment, lots of employment opportunity than that of the large scale industries. So this was one of the resolutions. Next one is that government announced that there would be the fair and non-discriminatory treatment for the private sector. It means that there should not be any the low confidence of, among the private sectors, because there was the complete domination, and what these all statements were giving message, giving signal to the private sectors that there is the very less opportunity for the development and growth of the private industries or private sectors. That's why the government decided, no, it's not like that. If there is the opportunity, the government will facilitate and encourage the development of industries in the private sector by ensuring the development of transport, power and other services, and any economic or financial assistance if it is required. So government will not discriminate to private sectors in any way. The next one is provision for amenities. Amenities for labor. Provision for amenities for labor. It signifies that government decided that if we are going to adopt a socialist pattern of society, then there should be the better working conditions for laborers, for employees. That is what all those things which can improve or increase the efficiency and skill of the manpower, because that is key to economic development and growth. That's why government decided through this policy that there would be the better facility and all amenities for the labor. The next one, as we can see that in this policy, the attitude of the government towards foreign capital. That is to say, the government said in this policy that because there is not much scope of liberalization and the foreign investment in the country, so the government will look after any particular industry, any particular area where if it is desirable, required economic assistance by foreign investors, foreign company anyway, and it is the sole responsibility of the government to decide either there would be the foreign investment or not. And the last one, that the government emphasized that the government would not tolerate any monopoly practices by any private sector, because we know what is the impact of the monopoly in the economy. There is a complete exploitation of the customers if there is a monopoly practice by any particular firm, any particular company. We understand it. We have studied about this thing in economics. So these all were the statements of the industrial policy of 1956, and this policy was actually written in the light of socio-economic structure of the country at that time. That's why many economists actually regarded this industrial policy of 1956 as the economic constitution of the country, because that became this policy became economic philosophy of the country at that time, because this policy guided all the future industrial policies at that time. Okay, so these all are the statements under the industrial policy. Thank you very much.